the English curriculum was where the attack first started.
Yeah, it was. When I was at university, for example, when you were at university, the English department was the centre of the intellectual transference. English was where cultural tradition was handed on,
Yes.
passed on, passed on through what was read and what was read in schools and what was seen to be important. But now that we no longer have texts that seem to be better and more worthwhile than others, we no longer have that tradition. And so English has no longer got that value. And so it's hardly surprising that it's fading from the university scene.
It was like a switch. So how do you understand that occurred? Because people say, oh, it was critical theory, it was Marxists, it was... How could you go from having in a short generation kids reading the metaphysical poets, loving Shakespeare, reading Greek, loving the story of Julius Caesar, having this rich grasp of Western civilization, to going along and suddenly taking those texts and dismissing them as men exercising power over women and indigenous people, laughing at them, besmirching them, and coming up with comics as something worthy of study in their stead. How could you affect that change? If you sat down to say, I'm going to do this, people would laugh at you. But
Yeah.
they managed it. And of course, it went on to do, in your book, you
Well,
explain
well,
how they've
I,
done
I
it to
think
mathematics.